Good evening, everybody. We were planning on spending the entire day walking to some different museums, but we were pretty tired when we woke up, and we were like, let's just, relax. We ended up playing some disc golf in Maryland, though. We played at a really good course called Turkey Hill. That was a lot of fun. But we did buy some tickets in advance already to visit the Spy Museum, which you can see behind me here. Oh, no, Lisa! We're at the International Spy Museum, so we are going to be heading inside. We'll check out this museum tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to check out some of the Smithsonian museums. So why don't we go head inside and see what the museum's like? Ready?
I'm ready.
Lisa, do you think you can move like a ninja? So easy. Let's see how long Lisa can hold on for dear life.
Okay, Grandma.
What did you think?
The wiggling is so hard.
Yeah?
It wiggles you right off.
What was the wind like? Was that interesting?
Nothing.
Nothing. Easy. We have finished up with our visit here at the International Spy Museum behind us.
So, mission accomplished.
Yeah, the museum was pretty fun. It had some pretty cool interactive experiences that you could do with the little badge. That was really cool.
It was moderately busy even for the end of the night.
Yeah, and I will say, so we got the very last time slot. You could buy at 6:30 and they close at 8, so we only got an hour and a half in the museum, and it is not really enough time to fully enjoy it.
We really had to rush.
Yeah, and there were like lines at each of those little interactive stations and stuff that we had to wait for. So,
because they said our last mission was making it out of the museum on time. So,
which we did. So boom, we're totally spies now.
Totally spies. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
make it out of the museum before it closes.
It was a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it, especially with kids. I feel like, right?
My secret word was paper cut.
Mine was rock climb, which is.
We're both veterinarians.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would recommend it.
And we're from Tokyo.
Were you really? Were you from Tokyo also?
Yes, we were from Tokyo.
Boom. Yeah, I would recommend it. But definitely, if you do want to come,
fun though, you have to like fun.
That's true. It's not going to be like a serious museum here. It's very lighthearted.
Information. There's a lot of like videos you could sit down and watch if you like really want the in-depth stuff.
Yeah, but if you do want to do that, definitely make sure to come earlier than 6:30. I would say 5:30, 2.5 hours is probably good. So. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be it for our visit here. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, though, when we check out some of the Smithsonian Museum, so we'll see you then. Good morning. We are once again back here at the National Mall. Lisa and I are going to try to go to a couple of these Smithsonian museums in the area. There are quite a few down here on the mall. We got the American Indian Museum here, the Air and Space Museum. Then there's the Smithsonian Castle down here. The African American History Museum's way back in the corner. There's the Smithsonian Art Museum. There are so many museums, and the thing is with most of these Smithsonian museums, most of them are free to enter, so that's really cool. Right now, the only museum we know we can't visit is the African American History Museum because you need a timed entry ticket, and unfortunately we weren't able to get one for the week that we're here. But right now, Lisa is in line for the Air and Space Museum back here. This one is one of the more popular museums. There's a pretty long line and the museum doesn't even open for another 30 minutes here. So we're gonna go ahead and try to check out this museum, and who knows which other ones we'll visit today. We'll be sure to check in with you after each one though, so we can tell you what we thought. So let's go ahead inside. Google Maps used to have a paper form. Well, we are all finished up with the Air and Space Museum. The exhibits were pretty interesting. They had some cool stuff on display. What was your favorite part?
Chris wants to talk about his favorite part.
It was definitely doing the flight simulators.
Chris made us just pretty much sit upside down. It was like my favorite.
I was so bad. I was the pilot, and I could not. I got us upside down, and I could not get us right side up.
Find the planes. He was like, "Shoot!" I was like, "I was. There's no plane."
Oh man, but it was cool. I enjoyed walking through the museum. I will say it was just very crowded inside, and our timing was a little off because it looks like they're going through some big renovations here at the museum, so a lot of the exhibits were closed. So
yeah,
I'm sure I think they were supposed to be reopening sometime early next year, so just a little off on our timing, but it was still enjoyable. So now we're going to be heading to another museum. What do you think of doing the American Indian Museum right next door over here?
I thought we were going to the Future Museum.
Well, what do you think of doing this Futures exhibit at a different museum over near the Smithsonian Castle?
I was pretty sure that was the plan, so let's do it.
All right, here we go. So we are here at the Smithsonian Arts and Industries Museum to check out the Futures exhibit that is here from fall 2021 to about, what, June, July of next year?
I thought it was called the Futures Museum. I've been led astray.
Yeah, so my friend John recommended this exhibit to me. He said it was really cool, so we're gonna go ahead inside and check it out. We have just finished walking around the Futures exhibit here at the Arts and Industries Museum. It was a small little exhibit, much smaller than what we saw over at the Air and Space Museum, but I thought it was pretty interesting. It had some deep questions, I guess, that you can ask yourself as you're looking on to the future. It's pretty cool. I definitely think the exhibit was worth a quick little visit though. the crowd size was significantly smaller here at this museum, and also because there was less to see, we were able to like read all of the signs and everything in detail. Actually, no, I don't read signs, Lisa. Did you read them though?
I did read them.
Lisa got to actually enjoy reading all the signs.
I think that's why they put the signs there.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a little more difficult to do that in some of these like really overwhelming museums, and we couldn't do that yesterday because we were short on time. So catch you guys a little later. Oh my God, true, in the future.
Okay, right now we're walking right past the BEP.
What's the BEP?
Cute name for Bureau of Engraving and Printing.
Yep. Right now we're on our way to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, which is right back over here. So I heard this is a pretty well laid out museum. Probably won't take too many videos inside because I don't know, it just seems a little disrespectful for something so powerful. So we'll let you know though what we thought afterwards. All right, so it's pretty late at night right now, but we have about an hour before this museum closes. We're at the Smithsonian American Art Museum and the National Portrait Gallery. So
Closes at 7.
Yeah, I really wanted to see the presidential portraits. I thought it'd be cool. So let's go rush inside and see all of the beautiful artwork. You've done that enough already?
I've done that enough.
Looks steep.
The bells, they're about to ring 7. You ready?
Yep.
Whoa, where's that? Usually one. There we go. They're like really spacious bells. Okay. Go, Vin, you know.
What number is this? 6?
When we get to 7, we'll know it. I think that's 7.
Boom, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
So we had just an hour to spend in the American Art Museum. It was pretty nice though. There was a lot of random art though, I felt like, in the American Art Museum part, right?
By random, he just means there's a wide assortment. It wasn't random art. It
But
was just assorted.
It's interesting because it feels more like just a library of
It did
art.
on the top couple floors.
Yeah, and rather than like a flowy museum per se, the presidential portrait gallery was awesome, and that was really laid out really well because it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just on a row, right? But the rest of the areas were just sort of like random collections, it felt like, but it was cool. It was interesting to see a lot of the art that, it's not like art that's super well known, I guess. It's not like, oh, these are Monets or these are...
But they were nice to look at.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
What is art but to be enjoyed?
Yeah, and it was nice. It's one of the few museums that's open late, so we're going to head back to our hotel now. It's New Year's Eve. We're planning on not doing anything really, just eating some dinner, and that's really it. So we're gonna go find some food for dinner, and then afterwards just spend New Year's in our hotel, not doing anything exciting. But we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. We're gonna check out 1 or 2 more museums in the morning, so we'll see you then. Good morning. So today is Lisa's and my last day here in Washington, D.C. And before we leave, we decided we're going to visit one more museum. We're checking out the Smithsonian Museum of the American Indian behind us here. It is rainy right now, so I'm ready to get dried off. So let's go inside. We are all finished up with exploring through the Smithsonian Museum of the American Indian. I really liked the flow of the museum, and I feel like this was the best. This was like the only Smithsonian museum that we went to that actually felt like a museum rather than just a collection of items. It had a good flow. You could go like, here's like the creation stories for different tribes, and here's how Americans befriended the Indians and then betrayed them and stuff. So I thought it was really interesting. That's gonna be it though for all of the museums that we're visiting here in DC. Lisa, did you have like a favorite museum or?
I don't think you can call it a favorite museum, but your must-visit museum. If I had to choose a must-visit, should visit, I'm gonna tell you what to do, the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it at the end after our visit because we both really
let it sink in.
Yeah, we both
really talk about
we
that.
both were like a little mad and a little like sad, I guess, too. It's really powerful. You definitely want to go in and like expect to spend a good couple hours in there. It was like well laid out. It was very informative. And yeah, like we both like afterwards we walked out. We were silent for like 5 minutes or something. It was tough. So that was like you said, it's definitely a worthwhile visit for sure. Of the Smithsonian's, I would say this American Indian Museum was actually my favorite of all of the Smithsonian's we visited. One, I mean, it helped that the crowd size was small today. That was nice.
Rain, New Year's.
Yeah. And I also had a lot of fun at the Spy Museum, surprisingly, but I think that might be because Lisa and I are children trapped in adult bodies, so that was a lot of fun. But overall, it's a great experience coming to DC, being able to check out all of these different museums. I would highly recommend it. But do you have any final thoughts, Lisa, at all? No? All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode then. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel and also ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. And until next time, guys, cheers.